Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chisom again. Welcome to Chisom Tutorials. Today we are taking chapter 2, entrepreneurial culture. So, an entrepreneurial mindset fosters resilience, adaptability, and relentless pursuit of opportunities, as defined by who? Elon Musk. So, what is entrepreneurial culture? First of all, entrepreneurship is the process of creative destruction where what entrepreneurs present new products, processes, organizational systems to displace existing ones as defined by Computer in 1934. So in 1934, Computer said entrepreneurship is the process of creative destruction, whereby the entrepreneurs introduce new products to displace the already existing ones, new processes and organizational systems to displace, that is to replace the already existing ones. Yes. So on the other hand, culture is the characteristics and knowledge of a specific group of people, encompassing language, religion, cuisine, social habits, music, and arts. A distinctive set of beliefs, values, and assumptions usually held by a group of people. That is what culture is, a distinct set of beliefs, values, and assumptions usually held by members of a group. Culture can influence economic activities in multiple ways. Primarily, culture is known for affecting attitude towards work and consumption. Yes, moreover, culture has an impact on the arrangement of economic activity, shaping processes of firms' effectiveness. Also, culture has an effect on social networks and creating confidence within social groups. Entrepreneurial culture is the group of shared values, beliefs, attitudes, and practices that foster entrepreneurship within a society organization. So, what is entrepreneurial culture? Entrepreneurial culture is what is a group of shared values. Those values, beliefs, attitudes, and practices that fosters entrepreneurship within a society organization. Yes, that's what entrepreneurial culture is. So, there are many other definitions of entrepreneurial culture, but let's take these particular highlighted ones. Lumpkins and Dess in 1996 defined entrepreneurial culture as a set of common attitudes, values, goals, and practices that inspire people within an organization or society to act creatively, take calculated risks, and maximize opportunities to create value and advance processes. So those common attitudes you do, those values, goals you set up, practices that inspires people within an organization or society to act creatively, innovatively, take calculated risks, maximize opportunities, even maximize profits, create value, and advance processes. So, according to Turek and Wenekers in 2004, entrepreneurial culture as the societal or organizational perspective that encourages entrepreneurial behavior, okay, characterized by initiative, independence, and pursuit of opportunities with limited regard to existing resources or traditional limitations. The Nigerian National Policy of Entrepreneurship, the NNPE, Nigerian National Policy on Entrepreneurship in 2013, they define entrepreneurial culture as an agenda within which individuals and organizations are stimulated to develop entrepreneurial know-how. So they are what entrepreneurial culture is an agenda within which what individuals and organizations are stimulated to develop what entrepreneurial know-how. Yes, they're stimulated to know how to become an entrepreneur, possess those abilities, and thrive as an entrepreneur. Therefore, entrepreneurial culture is a shared orientation that stresses resilience, innovation, and the identification of opportunities to provide solutions into societal problems. It's a complex concept that involves the values, attitudes, and behavior that supports and encourage entrepreneurship within a society or organization. Yes. So in Nigeria, entrepreneurial culture is increasingly recognized as a vital driver of economic growth, poverty reduction, and job creation. Because that entrepreneurial culture, enabling people to become entrepreneurs on their own, yes, improves the Nigerian economy, it reduces poverty. At the same time, it creates more job for the entrepreneur, it creates a job for them, and it creates a job for others too working under them, especially in a nation with a growing youthful population and high unemployment rates. The growth of entrepreneurial culture in Nigeria is influenced by several factors, including government policies, educational initiatives, and societal attitudes towards entrepreneurship. So now we're looking at what government policies, educational initiatives, and societal attitudes towards entrepreneurial culture in Nigeria. Number one, government policies. Examples are your what? Youth Enterprise with Innovation in Nigeria. That is the UWIN. Youth Enterprise with Innovation in Nigeria. They provide funds, mentorship, and training to Nigerian youth to encourage entrepreneurship. Number two, National Policy on Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises, MSMEs. National Policy on what? Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises. They support micro, small, and medium enterprises via financing, capacity building, and creating a conducive environment for their entrepreneurial growth. They also provide opportunities for skills and acquisition and financial support for young youth. So more of the government policies are your End Power program. They provide opportunities for skill acquisition and financial support to youth for youth to launch entrepreneurial ventures in agriculture, education, and technology sectors. Another one is Bank of Industry (BOI) Youth Entrepreneurship Support (YES) program. The Bank of Industry and your Youth Entrepreneurship Support program. They offer low interest loans and business support services to youth-led entrepreneurial projects. They also have the educational initiatives like entrepreneurship education in Nigerian universities. The NUC mandate entrepreneurship education as a compulsory course for all undergraduate students to foster entrepreneurial thinking. We also have the Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program. It offers training, mentorship, and seed capital to aspiring entrepreneurs across Nigeria and Africa. They give you training, mentorship, seed capital, yes, to set up your entrepreneurial business as a Nigerian, and also it stretches across other African countries too. So you also have vocational training in secondary schools, skill acquisition programs in schools to prepare students for entrepreneurship. So still under the educational initiative, we have Industrial Training Fund, the ITF. It organizes workshops and capacity building programs for students and graduates to enhance their entrepreneurial skills. Yes, they have tertiary institution entrepreneurial support, TIES. Provides grants and loans to university graduates who have completed the mandatory National Youth Service Corps program to fund innovative business ideas. We also have the social attitudes, and instances under the social attitudes are like emerging support for entrepreneurship. Yes, growing societal shift towards entrepreneurship as a viable career due to unemployment and inspiring success stories like those of Aliko Dangote, Ibukun, Awosika. You also have the cultural resilience and hustle mentality. Reflects a strong belief in finding creative income generation method as encapsulated by the phrase, "No be who sabi book dey make am." Yes, that the people should also learn their handwork, not just by going to school alone and bagging a degree. Acceptance of digital entrepreneurship. Rise of social media and e-commerce platforms like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Jumia, and Flutterwave has made online entrepreneurship popular and lucrative. People can now advertise themselves and their products on all these social media platforms due to the creation of the Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Jumia. Even the Flutterwave, they can now carry out online businesses and spread their influences far and wide. So here we are dealing with dimensions of entrepreneurial culture. And entrepreneurial culture was defined as a pattern of values, assumptions, and practices shared within an organization that is centrally concerned with opportunities. Where opportunity is the creation of new value to society in part or in whole. So we have dimensions of entrepreneurial culture. Number one, you have what? Competitive aggressiveness. Competitive aggressiveness is the tendency to powerfully and directly challenge competitors rather than trying to avoid competition. Aggressive strategies can consist of price cutting, coupons, better customer experience, and increasing spending on marketing, quality, and production capacity. Like you're starting up a business and your competitor over there doing something similar to what you're doing. So you rival them instead of avoiding them, running away from them, you challenge them. You put in different strategies to make sure you even overcome them, like price cutting, coupons, better customer experience. Like if as they are shopping, you even put up some ACs to make everywhere cool and conducive for them. As they are shopping, you create waiting areas for their kids to sit down and wait for them. If it's parents who have children and they come into your store to shop, as they are shopping, you create all these fruit juice stands for them to take free fruit juice, one free sample. Things to rival your competitor rather than actually running away. You imply these strategies. Proactiveness. Proactiveness is the propensity to anticipate and act on impending opportunities rather than depend exclusively on existing products and services. You anticipate the market will shift, anticipate this particular product will phase off. People will stop taking a liking to this product, so I have to bring out something better. You anticipate rather than depending on the existing one you have. You what? Act on impending opportunities. When you see a problem, instead of seeing a problem, you generate a solution to that problem. As you see, instead of seeing that problem as a problem, you see that problem as an opportunity that you can capitalize on and boost your your business and your entrepreneurial experience. Entrepreneurial culture involves a proactive orientation toward identifying and exploiting opportunities. A proactive firm follows an opportunity-seeking tactic and acts before shifts in markets. They are frequently either the first to enter a new market or fast followers that improve on the original effort of the first entrant. Then we now have innovativeness. Innovativeness is the ability to chase novel ideas, creative processes, and experimentation. It is persuasive creativity and experimentation. It is persuasive creativity and experimentation. Some innovations are based on prevailing skills to create the enhancements, while more radical innovation require brand new skills, creative thinking, and readiness to go outside of the box to develop new markets, products, services, and processes. So this innovativeness now, you should be able to create something new. So some innovativeness can focus on what improving the already existing one or bringing out something entirely new. Yes. And this one boosts your entrepreneurial experience, it boosts your businesses, and it gathers more customers and more consumers rather than dwelling on the existing products you have as a source of income and as a source of fueling your business. So we continue on our dimensions of entrepreneurial culture. We have autonomy. You say autonomy is the tendency to bring forth ideas and see them through completion. When you bring forth ideas and you see it through completion, as you bring this idea forth, you make sure you complete it. You accomplish that what goal. You see it to the end. Autonomy refers to whether an individual or team of individuals within an organization has enough of freedom to develop an entrepreneurial idea and then organize its implementation. So it refers to whether an individual or group of individuals within an organization have that ability to develop an entrepreneurial idea and then organize its implementation and see it to the end. In an organization that offers high autonomy, people are offered independence required to bring a new idea to fruition, free of corporate bureaucracy's constraints. When individuals and teams are unhampered by corporate traditions and norms, they are able to more effectively investigate and successfully implement new ideas that have beneficial impact on the whole organization. We also have risk taking. Risk taking is the propensity to take bold actions rather than being cautious. And in taking those bold actions, take calculated bold actions. Yes. An entrepreneurial culture encourages individuals to view uncertainties as opportunities rather than a threat. See, entrepreneurial cultures encourages individuals to view uncertainties as opportunities. They view the unknown as opportunities, as something good. They're optimistic about the unknown rather than being pessimistic or fearing the unknown. Simon Houghton and Aquino in 2002 observed that in spite of the belief that entrepreneurs are chronic risk takers, they do not perceive their actions as risky, as most of them take calculated risks. They take actions only after using planning and forecasting to reduce uncertainty. Yes, and uncertainty they are reducing is reduction of losses. Culture is only a construct, yet its impact is undeniable. To leverage it, you must first understand it. Yes. We now have characteristics of entrepreneurial culture. Because entrepreneurial culture has its various characteristics, and we will learn of them soon. Yes, and these characteristics of entrepreneurial culture are gotten from McKinsey's 7S framework. And the 7S framework are shared values number 1, staff number 2, style number 3, strategy number 4, structure number 5, systems number 6, McKinsey's 7S. So in the characteristics of entrepreneurial culture, we have the shared values. They refer to fundamental beliefs and principles that guide an organization's actions and decisions. In an entrepreneurial culture, these values underline creativity, proactiveness, innovation, and a commitment for constant growth. For example, assuming Ikeja Electric PLC, Nigeria's largest power distribution network, decides to prioritize values such as growth, excellence, hard work, and innovativeness, those will be their shared values. So these shared values refer to those fundamental beliefs and principles that guide an organization's actions and decisions, what they do, what they don't do, lines they don't cross, their limits. Those are those shared values. And those are their beliefs. What they believe in, how they feel they should go about a particular way, how they feel they should go about a particular thing, the way they produce their stuffs. If you have to look at phone companies like iPhones, like Samsung, there's shared difference in the two. You can notice differences in the Samsung and in the iPhone. Why can you notice differences in the two? Because each of them have their fundamental beliefs and principles that guide the organization. The iPhone uses the iOS, the Samsung uses the Android operating system. Yeah, those are their beliefs that guide their organization decisions. Yes, and actions. Yes. We also have the staff. Entrepreneur organization focus on hiring and maintaining staff members with entrepreneurial traits, including growth mindset, creativity, resilience, problem-solving skills. Every entrepreneur organization focuses on what hiring and maintaining what staff members who have entrepreneurial mindset. They are go-getters. They can handle tasks. They can what generate ideas. They can bring about new ways of doing things or new products. Yes, they have resilience, problem-solving abilities. Nigeria fintech firm Flutterwave shows this by employing various brilliant workforce able to developing and maintaining innovative payment solutions for Africa's growing digital economy. Training and development programs guarantee employees are prepared to provide solutions to complex challenges and seize new opportunities. We also have style. The leadership style in an entrepreneurial culture is transformational, steering employees to take calculated risks, embracing innovation, creativity, growth mindset, and strive for excellence. So the leadership style in an entrepreneurial culture is what it's there is like the leader. Yeah, as far as the leader is what results minded, and the leader is all bent on achieving that goal. He's a goal getter. He's creative and the rest. It will actually stir up the employees to become creative, innovative, to be able to solve problems, to be able to be resilient, to pull through the tough times together with the leader. As far as that leader is there to give them hope, you get. So that leader is like an emblem of hope for them, an emblem of creativity. So if the leader possesses all those characteristics of an entrepreneur, the staffs will what it will quickly rub off on the staff and they will follow suit. But if the leader doesn't, it will rub off on the staff too, and the entire organization will collapse. For instance, Tony Elumelu, chairman of Ez Holding, employs a leadership style that inspires employees and empowers young entrepreneurs through the Tony Elumelu Foundation. His emphasis on vision, mentorship, and empowerment nurtures an entrepreneurial orientation within his organization and beyond. We also have strategy. Organizations with entrepreneurial culture adopt flexible, forward-looking strategies to anticipate market trends and maximize new opportunities. Like Jumia, who leverages its entrepreneurial strategy by staying ahead of technological trends and establishing partnerships with local vendors to address the needs of consumers. This proactive approach enables Jumia to stay competitive in a rapidly evolving digital marketplace. In strategy, we looked at Jumia's company. Yes, now they want to make sure they connect with the local vendors to hear the issues of the consumers, any problem or shortcomings of their services that the what consumers have experienced. So it can what this proactive approach enables them to what stay competitive and rapidly evolving digital marketplace, and it makes them to stay relevant as an online purchasing platform. It makes them to stay what relevant and not to be forgotten or not to be what phased off or deemed unreliable or incompetent. We also have structure. Entrepreneurial culture thrives in firms with smooth, flexible structures that encourages collaboration, information sharing, and quick decision making. For example, Andela, a Nigerian firm that trains and connects software developers with global opportunities, uses a decentralized structure to encourage agility and innovation. By eradicating bureaucratic barriers, Andela permits the workforce to experiment and contribute ideas effectively. So the structure of Andela is to what it trains and connects software developers with what global opportunities. It is a decentralized structure to encourage what their agility, abilities, and innovation. Yes, they eradicate bureaucratic barriers. Yes, Andela permits workforce to they experiment and contribute their ideas what effectively. That is their structure. Yeah, their system. Systems within entrepreneur organization are planned to reward creativity. Systems within entrepreneur organizations are planned to reward creativity, facilitate knowledge sharing, and streamline decision making. For example, Union Bank Nigeria has established innovation hubs and incentive programs to encourage intrapreneurial initiatives among employees. These systems align members of the staff effort with the firm's goals of innovations and growth. So what we talked in this system, we talked about what UBA, Union Bank Nigeria, not UBA, sorry, Union Bank Nigeria. It established what innovation hubs and incentive programs encourage what initiative among employees. As you know that intrapreneur is possessing that entrepreneur mindset but working in an organization. So those outstanding employees are given incentives, yes, towards urge them to keep on doing more, being more creative, more innovative, more resilient, providing solutions to the problems faced by the what company. My nurturing shared values, developing staff with entrepreneurial orientation, adopting transformational leadership styles, creating adaptive strategies, maintaining flexible structures, implementing supportive system. Organizations can create a culture that thrives on entrepreneurship. Also, look at the biographical studies of entrepreneurs. As in Nigeria, we have entrepreneur. Who is an entrepreneur? Let's remember, as we read in our previous chapter, an entrepreneurs are individuals who possess the skills and capabilities to recognize marketplace opportunities, identify the most suitable ways to harness the opportunities at the right time. So they're able to identify marketplace opportunities and identify the most suitable ways to harness those opportunities. They see uncertainties as what opportunities rather than threats or what problem. They are more optimistic than pessimistic. You get those are the entrepreneurs. They always take opportunity, capitalize on every opportunity rather than letting it slip through their fingers. So we're going to look at the biography of entrepreneurs, yes. And we're going to be looking at what Aliko Dangote and Florosho Alakija. There are others who are of mention, like your Tony Elumelu, Jeff Bezos, your Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates. There are a lot of them. But in this chapter, we'll just be considering these two, Florosho Alakija and Aliko Dangote, because they are what dominant in each of their what fields. Yes, and these other ones like Bezos, Zuckerberg, Warren Buffett, even your Bill Gates, they are all dominant in their own field too. They started from nothing and became something. They grew their business from nothing to something to become what giant in their different fields. But we'll be considering Aliko Dangote and Folorunsho Alakija. So focusing on Aliko Dangote, say Aliko Dangote, the GCON, which simply means the Grand Commander of the Order of Niger, he was awarded that national award. Yes, he's a businessman and industrialist, best known as the founder, chairman, and CEO of the Dangote Group. He was born on the 10th April 1957 in Kano, Nigeria, into a wealthy Muslim family. His grandfather, who is what Sanusi Dandata, was one of the wealthiest Africans at that time. Aliko's early exposure to business and trade came from witnessing his family's business activities. He pursued his education at Sheikh Ali Kumasi Madrasa and later at the Capital High School in Kano. Dangote started developing his entrepreneurial skills early on, selling candy to his classmates. He started from what selling candy to his classmates. Yes, in 1977, Aliko Dangote started his own business, trading in commodities such as sugar, rice, and cement. His keen business acumen and strategic decisions contributed to the success of his enterprises. He quickly expanded into manufacturing, establishing the Dangote Group. One of his major successes came with the establishment of the Dangote Cement PLC, which became the largest cement manufacturer in Africa. As we know, everybody uses Dangote cement, and that is what he's widely known for, the cement, which was one of his biggest successes. Yes. Dangote's commitment to industrialization in Nigeria has led to the expansion of his business interest into various sectors, including sugar, salt, flour, and more. And Dangote also has a manufacturing plant where they what it's not a manufacturing plant, sorry, a car assembly plant where they assemble different car parts. And recently, his what refinery, which was what commissioned and opened for it to start what refining Nigeria's crude oil. Yes, Dangote's commitment to industrialization in Nigeria has led to the expansion of his business interest into various sectors, including sugar, salt, flour, and more. Over the years, Dangote has received numerous awards and recognitions for his contributions to business and development. Forbes consistently lists him as one of the richest individuals globally, attesting to the success of his business ventures. Aliko Dangote's life story is a testament to the possibilities of entrepreneurship and business success, particularly in the African context. His journey from a business-oriented family to becoming a self-made billionaire showcases the impact of strategic vision, determination, and hard work on individual success. So here we are looking at Folorunsho Alakija. We are done with that of Dangote, and we saw how Dangote rose from a wealthy family to becoming a self-made billionaire, how his industries grew, how he kept on striving on, how he even began from his primary school by selling candy to his classmates. So Folorunsho Alakija now. Folorunsho Alakija is a Nigerian businesswoman and philanthropist. Let's look at her early life. She was born on 15 July 1951 into a polygamous family. Her father had 5 wives and 23 children. Alakija attended Muslim high school in Shagamu, Nigeria. She then returned to England for her secretarial studies at Pitman Central College, London. Alakija started her 12-year banking career in 1974. She started at first as a banker. Her 12-year banking career in 1974 as an executive secretary at Sijuade Enterprises in Lagos, Nigeria. She moved to the former First National Bank of Chicago, which later became Finbank now, acquired by First City Monumental Bank, as the executive secretary to the managing director. She became the new head of the corporate affairs department of the International Merchant Bank of Nigeria, formerly known as First National Bank of Chicago, and later became the office assistant to the Treasury Department. She married Modupe Alakija in November 1976, a marriage blessed with 4 sons. Alakija went back to school to study fashion design at the American College in London and the Central School of Fashion. She began a fashion label known as Supreme Stitches, which was later renamed the Rose of Sharon House of Fashion in 1996. She was the president and lifelong trustee of the Fashion Design Association of Nigeria, FADAN. In May 1993, Alakija applied for the allocation of an oil prospecting license, OPL. The license to explore oil on a 617,000-acre block, which is about 100 kilometers offshore of Nigeria in Albami Field, was granted to Alakija's company, Famfa Limited. In September 1996, Alakija entered into a joint ventures agreement with the Star Deep Water Petroleum Limited, a wholly owned subsidiary of Texaco, transferring a 40% stake to her Star Deep following show Alakija's entrepreneurial journey is a testament of hard work, dedication, pure resilience, and success. She established the Rose of Sharon Foundation that helps widows and orphans through scholarship and business grants. She also donated a skill acquisition center to Yaba College of Technology, that is Yaba Tech, a higher educational institution located in Lagos State, Nigeria. So we saw her from Folorunsho Alakija started. How she started off with her banking career, then later on she now did fashion. From there she now obtained a 100-kilometer offshore oil block. Then from there she started going for, you see how she kept on transitioning from banking. She still went to study fashion. From there she now entered the energy industry. She didn't just stop at one thing. She kept on going after many things, acquiring multiple skills, acquiring knowledge non-stop. And she kept on taking risk. They could have equally declined her request to obtain an oil block. They could have declined it, but she still, regardless of the risk, she still saw it as was something positive to come out of it, and she still made the application, and she was granted the oil block. She was resilient. She took risk, just like the way Dangote did. He was resilient. He took risk. He didn't just rely on his comfort zone, which was his wealthy family. He stepped out of there to make a name for himself. And if these people could do all this, we can actually learn from them to pursue our dreams, to build it more, to step out of our comfort zone and make sure we achieve something worthwhile. That brings us to the end of this chapter. Please like and subscribe and follow.